Hello everybody, I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Danrvdtree2000 on Xbox Live, and welcome back for another predictions video, and this time we're predicting WWE Summerslam 2020. Now, I don't know where it's going to take place. I think it's going to be taking place at the brand new Thunderdome, brother. And we're back. And the first match is no other than Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose. I think that's a SmackDown matchup, and well, it's a no disqualification loser leaves WWE match. And I say loser leaves WWE because I don't think they're actually going to leave, or I mean they're just going to go away for a bit because, well, for one, of what's going on in the world, and two, I'm still surprised she's still going through with this. Sonya Deville, she had a really horrible weekend, and I hope she's feeling a lot better now. If she's still feeling confident about doing this matchup against Mandy Rose, maybe she's going to take a time off to compose herself. So, therefore, I'm going to make this prediction quick and simple. Who do I think is going to win? Mandy Rose. Originally, before this thing with Sonya Deville happened, I reckoned that Sonya Deville was going to win. But now I'm going to go for Mandy Rose, of who I think they're going to win. And if you haven't seen it before, folks, the rules are simple. Who I think is who WWE have booked to win, and who I want is my own personal opinion. So yeah, this is the first matchup, the first card on first matchup I've made predictions for. And, well, yeah, because of what's going on with Sonya Deville, I think she's going to compose herself, stay at home for a bit, so she's going to leave WWE for a bit. But don't worry, she'll be, once everything is blown over and she's gone to deal with the situation, well, she'll be back. And they'll have this hair match afterwards. Don't worry, it wasn't originally going to be half versus hair, but now it has to be losing the WWE. So I commiserate with the WWE for letting her go out like this. So she can sort herself out. So, but I'll make the next prediction. As the next match, or should I say matches, I'm gonna give predictions at the same time because, hey, it's the same person challenging the same champions on the same night, and it's been a long time. I mean, it has been done before, and as far as I can recall, the last time, and I believe it was even at a SummerSlam, I think, either a SummerSlam or Survivor Series, I can't remember, but the last time there was, I mean, the last time both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship were on the line, it was at WrestleMania. But that was in one triple threat match. It was for both the titles. But the last time there was two separate matches wherein one person went on to win both two titles, in my memory, was when Chris Jericho faced The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same night and beat them both to become the undisputed champion. Like I said, it was a triple threat match though, where Becky Lynch won the WWE Raw Women's Champion and SmackDown Women's Championship both on the same night to become Becky Two Belts. That happened at WrestleMania, like I said. But SummerSlam 2020, we're gonna have the same thing happen, but with the Raw SmackDown Women's Championships, as we have Asuka versus Bayley and Sasha Banks for their titles, respectively. Now, I won't go on too much about how Asuka got here. Basically, well, Sasha Banks cheated to win the Raw Women's Championship and defeated Asuka, I think, at the last pay-per-view, which I can't. Was it Money? Was it? What was the last pay-per-view? Damn it! God damn it! I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back. Yes, it was Extreme Rules that Sasha Banks defeated Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship, but Bayley dressed herself up as the referee after the referee got mist in his eye because Asuka was going for the green mist, but he went down because all referees are very loud. It's like breeds can knock them down. So yeah, but he was blinded, so Bayley tried to cheat and chuck the championship in there and knock out Asuka, and all kinds of wacky shenanigans happened. But then it was Asuka was knocked down and Sasha Banks went for the pin, but then Bayley got the referee's shirt to put in on her count in the 3 count. Then we had a new Raw Women's Champion, but then on Raw or SmackDown or whatever it was, I think Stephanie McMahon stepped in and said, "Hey, look, that ain't going down. So next week you're gonna face Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship in a where everyone's banned from ringside type of thing. Like, Bayley was banned from ringside, but there's no disqualifications, no countouts. Well, basically they were in play. So even if Sasha Banks got herself disqualified or Asuka got herself disqualified, they would lose, and let's say Sasha would have gotten disqualified, Asuka would have become the champion. Same, and etc. So they had Sasha Banks and Bayley came up with a plan by attacking Kairi Sane and took her out backstage, meaning that Asuka had to choose between a championship and her best friend's health. And of course she chose the wrong decision in my opinion and went for her best friend's health. And she went after Kairi Sane and cost her the match, and she got counted out, and therefore Sasha Banks became the Raw Women's Champion properly this time, well, in an unfair, screwy heel type of way. So that's how she became the Raw Women's Champion. And then eventually, Asuka earned her, because of that meant that Bayley had to have a challenger for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and there was a mixed brand Battle Royal on SmackDown. There was NXT, Raw, and SmackDown Battle Royal. The winner got to face Bayley. I don't know why it was a mixed brand, because technically it's for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Asuka is its own Raw. But why is it a mixed brand? Because Bayley's on SmackDown, it doesn't make any sense. Just because she's one half of the WWE Women's Champion, she doesn't mean that she. If that was for the tag team titles, that would make sense, because they go on all shows. But it's for her and SmackDown tag team titles. The tag team title, that didn't make any sense to me. But hey, I'm not complaining because Asuka won that. Then, in order to get to Sasha Banks, basically Sasha Banks was like, "Hey, if you could beat Bayley in a matchup, you could face me at SummerSlam." And so Asuka did. Asuka beat her for that championship. So now he's facing both of them at SummerSlam. But who goes first? Who gets the right away? Who is she gonna face first? And I tell you, she gets to face first. She gets to face Bayley first, because at first she volunteered herself, but then she got her wires crossed by saying, "Hey," it was because it was a suggestion. So Sasha was like, "Hey, it was a suggestion. What do you mean a suggestion?" And Corey Graves was doing this interview on SmackDown recently on the Thunderdome episode, and I was like, "Well, what if you was to do a beat the clock challenge," on which Naomi by then came out and said, "I could beat you both," and for whatever reason, they could have just did a singles match, a friendly competition match, because they're still friends, and battled for it, where the winner, I don't understand why Naomi got involved. I don't know, because she lost to Sasha Banks in 3 minutes 38 seconds, but she ended up beating Bayley, meaning that Sasha Banks faces Asuka second. So it didn't make any difference to me, because they could have had some like, "Oh no, you pin me, I put you," type of, "Well, I don't want to face you, you don't want to face me" situation. Like, they could have had some kind of teased between Bayley and Sasha, with Sasha being the babyface in the next time round, because there's no way to bring back the babyface of Bayley, because everyone got sick and tired of babyface Bayley. So when they split it up, it's going to be Bayley being the heel and Sasha being the babyface, in my opinion. So now it's time for me to make my predictions. I've been rambling on about how they got there, so here's my predictions. When it comes to now, do I think that there's going to be one Asuka wins one and loses the other? It's a possibility. So I'm going to give you two scenarios. Scenario 1. Asuka beats Bayley because she managed to beat Bayley before and becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion, and ends up getting traded to SmackDown for that reason. Loses to Sasha Banks because it was a good match and it was a back and forth matchup, and they even tried to cheat at one point, and that Bayley, attacks her after the matchup. Sasha Banks then says, "Okay, come on, Asuka, you can go. We can go now." And then she gets up. Asuka's like, "Yep, I can go." And then she just gets herself disqualified. She deliberately gets herself disqualified, retaining the title, because she does she hits it with the legit boss thing in front of the referee, causing disqualification. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is that Asuka beats Bayley and Sasha Banks in quick succession. The bell rings, Bayley goes after Asuka. She goes to hit her in the Asuka lock. Sasha Banks is trying to say, "Hey, Ref, over here." Bayley gets out of the Asuka lock, pushes him into Sasha Banks, and knocks her off the apron. "Oh my god, I can't believe it." She says, "Oh, you okay? You okay?" Out of nowhere comes Asuka again with the Asuka lock, and she taps out. She's not tired at all. Sasha Banks, Bayley rolls out the ring and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so sorry." She pushes her on the floor. She says, "You're not sorry. I don't want to see you again." She says, "Fine." Bayley walks away. "Fine. You go on your own." And she says, "What do you mean you're on your own?" Asuka grabs Sasha, rolls her in the ring. The referee's having a bit of a scuffle with Bayley, saying, "Hey, get out of here. Get out of here." And Bayley says, "Okay." Referee rings the bell. So this is where Asuka hits the green mist as he's going like this. So he's going, "Ring the bell." Green mist is hit. He turns and she does a roll up to cover up or hits the kick, that big boom kick, and then to a roll up, and the roll up finished. But it's my opinion of what's going to happen. And then it's 1, 2, 3. So, who do I think is going to win? Sasha and Bayley. Who do I want to win? Asuka. Boom. It took me a while to get there, but my god, I got there. As I go on to the next matchup. And we're back! The next match is a United States Championship match, as Apollo Crews defends his official United States Championship that I went through on Extreme Rules, and I didn't expect that to happen. Extreme Rules, and I was unable to compete, and blah blah blah, and then Monday Night Raw becomes the official champion, defeating MVP, and Retribution gets involved, and blah blah blah, and he's the United States champion, blah blah blah. This is not a matchup I'm excited for. Yes, MVP's now signed a brand new deal in WWE for another, I think it's 5-year contract, I can't remember. And I like that MVP is back, but this has been the most, in my opinion, mediocre story ever. It's like, will Ricochet join in Hurt Business? Will Ali join the Hurt Business? Will Cedric Alexander join the Hurt Business? We thought he was going to, and he didn't. And it's like, meh. I don't really even care. this matchup will start the same way as and this is a basically Raw match that will happen at the beginning of the show of SummerSlam. It will last 10 minutes. Apollo Crews will win. Then he'll move on to someone else. Or there'll be some shenanigans and MVP will win. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. So who do I think is going to win? MVP. Who do I want to win? Apollo! That's his new music. He just shouts his name at the beginning of his, so we're not confused of anyone else that's in this business, anyone else that's coming down the ring. Like, that new music, just, it's not good. You don't have to have that Apollo at the beginning, because we know who it is when we hear that music. The old one was better in my opinion. But yes, Apollo Crews is who I want to win. And MVP is who I think is going to win. Next matchup. Back. And the next match is Seth freaking the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins versus Booyaka Booyaka, the son of Mysterio's Dominic Mysterio 6198. Yes, Dominic Mysterio versus Monday Night Messiah Seth Rollins in a street fight. Man, this could go anywhere. This could, as long as it ends in the ring, which is, I've never understood the word street and fight in one ever since they invented the street fight. Like, why, if it's a street fight, why does it start in the ring? Why does it not take place in the street? If it's called a street fight, you would think it would take place in a street or somewhere. Obviously, on the conditions in real life, like now they would have been able to do it. But back in the day, I'm pretty sure they would have been easy to do it. But even if it's like filmed, like the even the cinematic way, that would be a good way to do it, because they've been doing a lot of cinematic fights lately, and to do a cinematic block it off just for like they had the bar fight with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, that was lovely. They had the Boneyard match with Undertaker and AJ Styles. We had apparently in, like I said, NXT they had Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano, but the rules reversed in that match. Edge versus Randy Orton, that was good. Both their matches were good. I mean, come on, they could easily do a cinematic proper street fight to beat the living shit out of each other. After what Seth Rollins put Dominic's father, Rey Mysterio, through by in the eye versus eye match, which was really funny. I thought it was really well done. Dominic, and after all the welts he took and with that kidno stick, I read on a lot of feedback on Facebook, and someone said it was makeup, and like, maybe you should get hit with a kidno stick like 1,000 times and see how that comes out. Even with their kidno sticks, they're not, fake, but they're slightly less damaging than proper ones, I think. But hey, I'm not a professional wrestler, so I don't know who this thinks. But I know for a fact that there's going to be kidno sticks flying everywhere in this matchup, and even maybe an eye might come out. Who knows? They will literally claw each other's eyes out in this matchup. Who do I think is going to win? I'm going to say Dominic Mysterio, and I want Dominic Mysterio to win this match. This is his first proper matchup. Like, he made his debut in the in-ring matchup, can't say it, can't speak, but his in-ring debut, not his actual proper matchup debut, but this is his actual proper first matchup. He made a debut ages ago, but now it's his proper matchup debut, and I reckon Seth Rollins will put him over here. There's no way that he wouldn't. Like, why would Dominic lose after all that? I mean, yes, there might be some shenanigans where, because it's those qualifications that Buddy Murphy might get involved. I don't know. Maybe Dominic Mysterio might have some backup from his dad, perhaps. We'll see. But yeah, that's my predictions for this matchup. It's a pretty simple, easy one. I don't have to go on into a ramble and tell you that how they got here, because it's quite simple. They bloody hate each other, and that is it. Dominic Mysterio is who I think and want to win this matchup. But maybe the WWE won't surprise me and give us the ending that nobody expects, and with Seth Rollins winning. Hey, we'll go on to the next matchup. And we're back with the next match, as we got the Raw Tag Team Championships, as Angel Garza and Andrade with Selena Vega will challenge the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Now, he somehow miraculously, Montez Ford has survived this poisoning. I'm gonna say they have to call it poisoning, because really it was just a drug overdose. But they can't say drug overdose because that sounds really bad. So it's a poisoning attempt from Selena Vega. So luckily, and which I am surprised that Bianca Belair isn't going to be in a corner for her husband, which is a bit odd, because Selena Vega is going to be there and she'll probably try and get involved somehow. But will Garza and Andrade be able to coexist to win the Raw Tag Team Championships? Yes, in my opinion, I think they can. They've been settling their differences, and hopefully there'll be no more flirting from Garza with Charlie Caruso. I mean, hey, I will be surprised on how this one goes down, but I don't know who's good. This is a tough one to choose from, because it's such. I reckon this will be a very good matchup, to be fair, because whenever they are in the ring with each other, they work very well with each other. So this could be a new Raw Tag Team Champions, because the Street Profits have had the titles since they beat Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins from it was like before lockdown happened, like months ago. I think it was before WrestleMania. They won on Raw randomly. They won the tag team titles. So they've had it for quite some time. But yeah, who do I think is going to win? I think the Street Profits will win, but surprisingly, I want Garza and Andrade to win the Raw Tag Team titles. Just because they are a brand new team, they are finally getting along, and I think somehow, some way, even though they might squabble, they might be one of those bumbling situations where one comes in and tags himself, then he's like, hey, what the hell? He says, just get out. They try and take advantage. Then Selena Vega gets involved. Hammerlock DDT, bang, that's it. 1, 2, 3, new champions. Even though they squabbled. I think it's going to be that type of finish there, in my opinion. So, it could happen. We'll have to see. As we go on, so there you go. There's the prediction for this match. I think it will be the Street Profits, but I want Andrade and Angel Garza. On to the next match. And we're back for the second from the last of the main event. It's the WWE Championship match. WWE Champion Drew McIntyre defends his title against Randy Orton. Now this will be if Randy Orton beats Drew McIntyre, this will be the 15th time he's going to be champion, or 16th, 15th, 16th, 15th time that he will become WWE champion. I love Randy Orton, not literally, obviously, but as a performer. Like, I can go through his accolades right now, and I will name both of them. Randy Orton, both Drew McIntyre are former Intercontinental champions. They have won tag team championships, and they have also won the WWE Championship. Randy Orton has won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship as well. Randy Orton is a Royal Rumble winner. Drew McIntyre is a Royal Rumble winner. Drew McIntyre has main evented WrestleMania. Randy Orton has main evented WrestleMania. Randy Orton is a former Money in the Bank winner, but the only thing that Drew McIntyre hasn't done. But they have, I mean, that's pretty much almost every chip that they've pretty much won every single championship and accolade as each other. They've done it all together. And this is going to be a hell of a matchup because the RKO can come out of nowhere, and as of now, so can the freaking Claymore. I mean, if you witnessed what Drew McIntyre did to Dolph Ziggler at Extreme Rules, where he just sat up and hit the Claymore out of nowhere, that was the end of Dolph Ziggler. He eliminated the Brock Lesnar with that Claymore that just came out of nowhere. He beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship in, like, what was it? I thought they said in 5 minutes. I think they keep claiming it was 5 minutes. Not even that. I think 2 to 5 minutes that match lasted. Boom! Hit that Claymore. That was it. I think he hit it. He kicked out at 1 after like F5 after F5 for Drew McIntyre. So this Randy Orton may be punt kicking people again and calling himself the legend killer again. Hell, he even punt kicked Ric Flair after Ric Flair did for him for the last week or so. It's led up to the fact that he punt kicked him, and he punt kicked Shawn Michaels on Monday Night Raw recently, who got up from it somehow, and no one even kind of no-sold it, but that's because it's Shawn Michaels we're talking about here. And I mean, if Edge can sell it, and Christian can sell it, and Big Show can sell it, and even Ric Flair can sell it, I don't know why Shawn Michaels is different. He's, he claims to be a nice guy, but if he's not going to sell the biggest moves in history right now, so one of these guys is going to get their head kicked off, either with Claymore out of nowhere, or it be a punt kick, because I'm pretty sure that Drew McIntyre will kick out or run out an RKO, or even the DDT, even if he does an RKO up the goddamn top rope, or out of nowhere. It'll be the case of this. Randy Orton will hit the RKO like normal. Drew will kick out. He'll do an RKO off the second rope or something. Drew will kick out. Drew will try and do a diving attack, and Randy Orton will hit the RKO out of nowhere. Drew will kick out, and they'll all be on one. He will hit Drew McIntyre so hard with a punt kick, he'll kick out in the 2.5. And then it'll be a Claymore, and that'll be it. So who do I think is going to win? Drew McIntyre. Who do I want to win? Drew McIntyre. Because as much as I like Randy Orton as a performer, as a heel, not so much as a babyface, but as a goddamn good worker, and he's been there for years, I think that he's going to knock your head off, Randy. And I want him to. So yeah, we've gotten to this stage where Randy Orton's in the WWE Championship WWE Championship matchup once again, but it's just going to come short. Although they are very much the same size, but seriously, we'll go on to the next match. And the next and final matchup is the Monster, no longer the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, the Universal Champion, versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, for the Universal Championship, as Braun Strowman defends his Universal Championship, and we are going to come full circle, folks, and I think there's going to be a double switch here. Not only is the Universal Championship going to come for The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, but he's going to turn, well, not babyface, but not even slightly, like, not completely high on the because the Fiend is a bad dude. He's an evil, twisted dude, but he'll be a face, sick, twisted dude, almost like what the Undertaker was, where he'll do some tricks and like a combination of Kane and Undertaker combined, where he's an evil, sadistic dude, but everybody loves him because of that. Braun Strowman, well, he's just a monster now, thanks to the Fiend. So because he was forced to bring out this monster in that swamp fight, and after because of what's happened now, the Fiend's after him, it's gone full circle. Where Braun Strowman, he defeated the good, fun-loving, Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank, that successfully retaining his championship. Then Extreme Rules Horror Show, the Eater of Worlds returned and took Braun Strowman to a swamp fight, and I'm gonna say to a non-contest finish, because I have no idea how it was supposed to end, how you're supposed to beat people in those type of matches. I don't know. And so I'm gonna say that Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt technically won, because it would make sense. It's one piece, but I don't know. Meaning that it turned from Braun Strowman to the new Braun Strowman, or the old one, if that makes sense. And it was crazy. That swamp fight was awesome. I loved every single part of it. Which meant that out comes the Fiend at the end of that swamp fight, meaning he's gonna go after Braun Strowman. So it's now, in a way, it's come full circle. The Fiend, who became the Universal Champion by defeating Seth Rollins for that Universal Championship. I think Money in the Bank, funny enough. Anyway, the previous year, I think it was. Anyway, but now it's SummerSlam, and it's gonna be free. I think it will be, and I think it'll be Braun Strowman, because I think he'll somehow no-sell any of Bray Wyatt's offense, because the Fiend has got a weakness, and what the weakness is this: anyone that is some type of monster. Think about it. He was not able to defeat Goldberg. No, but he can beat someone like Seth Rollins. So anyone that is not the same height or just as strong as he is, he cannot defeat. He could take a chair shot, he can take anything, and he will even be able to defeat anyone below him. Anyone above him, he can't defeat. So his weakness is someone like a big monster, like Goldberg, like Braun Strowman. That's his weakness. That's his kryptonite. And I'm sticking to that, no matter how I thought that was bullshit that Goldberg beat him, but it made sense to me afterwards, after what we was originally going to have. And I'm not going through that rabbit hole again, because there's no one will ever listen to someone sensible like me. Because I don't look at the dirt sheets of WWE, I just come up with my own theories. And if whether I'm right, we're wrong, I'm wrong. But that is my predictions for this SummerSlam 2020. For this matchup, I think it'll be the monster Braun Strowman, but I want the Fiend to win. I think it'll most likely be the thing to regain that championship, to finally become Universal Champion again. Let him in. But now, as I said, I think there will be a double switch somehow, because I think Braun Strowman, even if he loses, will destroy Bray Wyatt afterwards. Well, as I was saying, that's gonna be it. That's it for me now, and we'll go and I will finish off this video. I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Danrvdtree2000 on Xbox Live, and I hope you liked my predictions, and let me know who you think's gonna win in the comments below. And even if you don't, I hope you enjoy SummerSlam. Because I'm going to, even with the, hopefully with the sniffers in the Thunderdome, WWE, work on the crowd a little bit and work on the way that you want reactions to be. That's all I'm saying. And until next time, bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to watch the previous video, click on the video on the left. But if you want to watch the playlist, then click on the video on the right. Also, feel free to click subscribe by clicking on the Master Chief icon on the top.